All right, today we're diving into something huge, a challenge that's popping up in pretty much every modern workplace. We're talking about the AI skill gap. We've got this really interesting business proposal as our guide, and it's going to help us figure out why just having all these cool, powerful tools, well, it's just not enough if your team doesn't actually know how to use them.
I mean, it's kind of a paradox, right? Think about it. We are absolutely swimming in these incredibly powerful AI tools. You've got ones that can write entire reports, analyze market trends in seconds, even code applications from scratch. And yet, for so many of us, the day-to-day work, the grind, it feels exactly the same. That big promise of AI freeing us up to do the fun strategic stuff, it still feels like it's just over the horizon. So what is the disconnect here? What's going on?
Okay, this slide really gets to the heart of the problem. On one side, you see the growth of AI tools, just rocketing upwards, right? It's exponential. But then look at the other side. That's the growth of our skills to use those tools. It's much, much slower. It's linear. And that huge space opening up between those two lines, that's it. That's the gap. And it's acting like a massive bottleneck, just holding companies back.
And yup, this bottleneck, it's got a name: the Great Skill Gap. You know, the business proposal we're using as our guide frames this perfectly. It says, look, this is not a tech issue. This is a people issue. The problem isn't that we don't have enough amazing tools. The problem is we don't have enough people who can actually wield them effectively.
Let's drill down and get a bit more specific. The proposal actually calls this the digital literacy gap. And here's the key thing. This is not about a shortage of coders or programmers, not at all. It's about everyone else, the people in marketing, in HR, in finance. You know, the entire workforce that's suddenly expected to use these super complex tools, but, well, they've never really been taught how to think with them.
And the risks for businesses? They're huge. I mean, companies are pouring millions, sometimes billions, into AI tech. But if nobody's using it, or using it well, it's just a wasted resource. You've got teams that can't really interpret the data, so they just fall back on old habits, making decisions based on gut feelings. That puts you at a massive competitive disadvantage. And then there's the human cost, which is just as important. You've got talented employees who want to learn this stuff, but they get frustrated and just walk out the door. That's a serious talent turnover problem.
So, the big question is, how do we fix this thing? Well, the proposal we're looking at argues for a really fundamental shift in how we think about this. We need to build a totally new kind of AI literacy. And the big aha moment here is that it's got nothing to do with learning to code. It's all about learning to think in a new way, learning how to bridge that gap between what we want to achieve as humans and what the technology can actually do.
Okay, so this new kind of literacy, it's basically built on 4 key pillars. First up, strategic application. This is all about knowing where and when to use AI to get the biggest bang for your buck in your own job. Second is data interpretation, being able to look at a bunch of numbers and see the story, and then turn that story into a real business strategy. Third, and this one is absolutely massive right now, is prompt engineering. It's the art and science of talking to AI models to get them to give you what you actually want. And finally, number 4 is ethical awareness. Super important. You got to know the rules of the road for data privacy, bias, and just using this stuff responsibly.
I absolutely love this quote from the source material. It just nails the new role that we all need to start playing. We're not going to be creators of AI, but we are going to be AI interpreters. Think about that. People who can take a business need, translate it into a language the AI understands, and then, just as important, take what the AI gives back and translate it into a real, actionable strategy.
Okay, that all sounds great, but how do you actually teach these skills to an entire company? Well, the proposal lays out a really practical blueprint. It's called the no-code approach, and the whole idea is to democratize these skills, to make AI literacy something that's accessible to literally everyone in the organization, no matter what their technical background is.
And the thinking behind it is just so simple and, frankly, brilliant. It's like learning to drive a car, right? You don't need to be a mechanical engineer who understands every single part of an engine to be a great driver. Not at all. You just need to know how to work the controls, follow the rules, and get from point A to point B safely and effectively. It's the exact same idea here with AI.
So this whole approach really stands on 3 core pillars. First, it's no code, no prerequisites. That means anyone can jump in and learn, which is key for getting the whole company on board. Second, and this is pretty clever, it actually uses AI to personalize the training for each person, so it's super efficient and always relevant to your job. And third, it's a continuous learning ecosystem, Because let's face it, AI is changing every single day, so our skills have to keep up.
But of course, for any business, it always comes down to the bottom line, right? What's the payoff here? What's the actual real-world return on investing in all this training? And what the proposal shows is that the benefits aren't just measured in dollars and cents. They're also measured in something that's maybe even more valuable, your people.
Okay, let's talk numbers. First up, efficiency. We're looking at a projected productivity boost of somewhere between 15 and 25%. That's for basically anyone whose job involves a keyboard and a screen. Just think about all the time we all waste on boring, repetitive tasks or just trying to find that one piece of information. If you can automate even a little bit of that, you free people up to do the work that actually requires a human brain.
But like I said, it's not just about getting more stuff done faster. It's about the people. The source material points to this amazing stat. Employees who get modern, relevant training report a 31% jump in job satisfaction. And that makes total sense, right? When people feel like their company is investing in them, equipping them for the future, they're going to be more engaged, more creative, and a whole lot less likely to leave.
So when you really put all of the pieces together, the return on investment for AI literacy is just undeniable. You get a direct boost to your bottom line from all that new productivity. You unlock a ton of innovation because your teams can suddenly do things they couldn't do before. And you keep your best people around by investing in their careers. It's a win-win-win, a really powerful trifecta. All right, let's land the plane here. What's the one big idea you should walk away with? It's this. Your most valuable skill in the future, it probably isn't going to be coding AI. It's going to be translating for it, becoming a world-class AI interpreter.
And this slide says it all, really. The future belongs to the people who can bridge that gap. The ones who can stand in the middle with a deep understanding of human goals on one side and what the AI can do on the other. Being that connection, being that translator, that is the new power skill.
So we'll leave you with a question to chew on. Just think about your own work week. What is one small, repetitive, maybe even super annoying task that you have to do every single week? Now ask yourself, could an AI help with that? Because answering that one simple question might just be your first step to becoming one of those AI interpreters and closing the skill gap in your own career.